Hello everyone and welcome to another MCAT ACE lecture. So this lecture will be focusing on the genetics and evolution concepts that are being covered in the MCAT. We will divide this video into two parts. The first part, we will go over the Mendelian concepts and then go over some of the factors that affect genetic variability. And then in the second part of this lecture, we will continue the factors that affect genetic variability and then go over some of the analytic methods as well as the processes of evolution. Okay, so starting with the Mendel's genetic experiment. And as you all know, Mendel is known as father of genetics because the modern science of genetics was founded actually by Gregor Mendel, and he was an Austrian monk that was in charge of the monastery garden. And it was right there that he has started to carry out his experiments with the ordinary garden pea plants, which has led to the discovery of the law of segregation, which I'm going to cover right here. Mendel's first law was law of segregation, as well as the law of independent assortment. Now, the reason that these pea plants were excellent for genetic experiment was that they had a small size, they were easy to grow, and they were yielding many different progeny. So that was some of the advantages of this model system that Gregor Mendel has been working with. And the pea plants that he was working with were purebred, meaning that they were producing identical offspring to themselves. So what Mendel did was that he started a cross between two purebred plants, one with a purple color and another with the white color, and he noticed the first generation, which was hybrid because it was a combination of two purebred plants, the first generation has yielded only one of the colors of the two he has started the experiment with. So the first generation was called F1 generation, and these were hybrid plants. The second generation was another cross. It was self-pollination between F1 and F1. So we have uppercase P and lowercase p. It was crossed to another sibling. So it was crossed to another uppercase p, lowercase p. So the pollens that are being generated by each one of these plants is, for the first one, we have uppercase p, and for the second part of the genotype, we have lowercase p. Same for the other plant. We have an uppercase p and lowercase p, and consequently the crossing of these pollens will give rise to capital P, which has a purple color, capital P, lowercase p, which has a purple color, again capital P, lowercase p, that has a purple color, and then finally lowercase p, and since this is a lowercase p is a recessive gene, now this plant was able to express the original phenotype of its parents. Okay, and so the ratio here is 3 to 1. 3 purple colored flowers in comparison to 1 white flower. So these experiments has led Mendel to come to two conclusions. One was Mendel's first law, which was law of segregation, stating that during meiosis, alleles will segregate from each other so that each gamete carries only a single copy of each gene. So here you can see that each gamete is only carrying a single copy. It can't have two P's. So each gamete is only carrying a single copy of each gene. So based on law of segregation, during meiosis, alleles will segregate from each other so that each gamete will carry a single copy of each gene. And then we have the law of independent assortment, which states that the different pairs of alleles will segregate independent of each other during meiosis, provided that they are not linked together, meaning that they are not on the same chromosome. So alleles will segregate independent of each other, provided that they are not on the same chromosome. And this law is referred to as law of independent assortment. Okay, and so let me here give you an example of law of independent assortment.